Hi, we're going to be talking about Mystery Girl #1 from Dark Horse Comics. It's written by Paul Tobin and it's got art by Alberto J. Albuquerque. So, Mystery Girl is about a detective slash psychic called Trina, and she works on a street corner. And as soon as she meets people, she knows everything about them. She can shake their hand and she'll instantly know about their lost love, or if their husband's dead and where his body is and how it went down. And so she can help cops solve crimes, or she can help just random people on the street who happen to trust a psychic slash detective. I don't know if it's fair to call her a detective because she doesn't really seem to do that much work in detecting, because she instantly knows things as soon as she meets somebody. The scope of her powers isn't really described, and also she doesn't know how she got her powers because she's an amnesiac. She can't remember the past decade of her life, and she doesn't remember the circumstances of how she got her powers, as I've said. I have some theories. There are a lot of birds in this comic, like hovering overhead. There's pigeons, eagles, all kinds of birds, and also Trina has a pet bird. So, of course, I was thinking, oh, maybe she gets her powers from birds. They fly around, they get information and somehow relate back to her. That's not actually part of the comic, though. I just made that up. That's my own theory. There's birds in this comic. Anyway, speaking of birds, there's also a lot of really cool female characters in this comic. Trina is friends with an eclectic group of people. She's friends with cops, strippers, rich people, poor people. She doesn't judge. Everybody's got mysteries, and she is out to solve them. The comic ends with her making a huge decision to move to another country and seek out this frozen mammoth. I don't think that's a spoiler because the interesting part of this comic is not necessarily the narrative, of which there's very little. It's mostly a series of short snippets of scenes where Trina solves mysteries, and the characters are what's interesting as opposed to the story. Speaking of characters, there's a villain here who's committing murders and we don't really know why, but Trina never runs into that guy. I assumed that she was going to have to solve the mystery of his murdering, but it doesn't actually seem like that's going to come back. It'll probably come back. So maybe he'll turn out to be the frozen mammoth. I don't know. So there's a lot of birds in this comic, and a mammoth, and also a murderer, and psychic powers. Anyway, it's pretty cool, and it's also really, really fast paced. There's a lot of information that's introduced very quickly and cleverly, but I kind of feel like you gotta read it twice in order to catch all the little stuff. Anyway, it's super cool, so go solve the mystery of Mystery Girl. Bye!